Let me know. Harris English, 4 under 66. Harris, great round today. Obviously, course conditions a little tougher. What'd you think?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it was tough out of the gate. My putter kept me in it on that back nine. Didn't hit it very close to the hole, but sometimes you got to grind it out like that, and then finally started swinging well, making the turn. Reeled off a good many birdies. I didn't realize I shot 30 until the scorer in there just told me. But yeah, I mean, that front nine's obviously easier, and you can get it going, but there's still, I mean, hit 3-wood on 7 into a par 3. I don't think I've ever done that before. 290 something today. So it's one of those. I drove it on the green on 6, which is, I hit it right where I wanted to, but it's hard to do. But yeah, it started getting it going. I'm like where I'm staying. We'll see what those guys shoot this afternoon.
How'd your game feel coming into the week, your prep, and then did you think the course set up well for you?
Yeah, I'd played this course a couple times before this week and really enjoyed it. Felt like the game's been trending in the right direction. Didn't play great at PGA, hit in the rough too much out there, but have played good at some good hard golf courses this year. Bay Hill and Quail Hollow are some of the toughest tests on the PGA Tour, and those are my best finishes this year, and played good at Riviera out here in February. So I like playing out here, and happy with the start.
Here at over X?
Can I ask you, I was what click there with the top 5 finish?
At Bay Hill?
No, Wells Fargo.
Oh, Wells Fargo. Yeah, I mean, I'd played well at Bay Hill just a few weeks before that. Just getting more and more comfortable on the golf course. Off the tee, I don't know. I've been working at it pretty hard and working with Justin back in Sea Island, and sometimes things just start clicking. And I feel like I really started playing well after Riviera. I played well on Sunday to finish 12th at Riviera, and then kind of jump-started me. I feel like I played well at Honda, didn't make the cut, just putted poorly, and then the next week at Bay Hill, played really well. So it's been coming and going, but I've felt good coming in this week. I had a good week off last week, and obviously had liked this place, played good on Bermuda grass and bent greens, and it's felt good so far.
Based on the scoring, more so yesterday than today, does it feel like a U.S. Open test?
It does a little bit. I mean, the crowds aren't as big out there. A couple tee shots and a couple greens, there's really nobody around because the fans can't get around a whole lot. But yeah, I mean, I saw the 8 unders right before I teed off yesterday, and it was like, well, it's out there if you're playing good golf. Obviously, Xander and Ricky were in control of the ball, and you can get it. But that makes a good test out here where it's not unfair. And if you're playing well, if you're hitting fairways, if you're striking good iron shots, you can get it decently close to the hole. I mean, there's some tough pins out there where if you're a little off, it's going to be really hard to get up and down. So we'll see if those greens firm up this afternoon with the sun coming out, and maybe that wind will blow a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I like how they're not setting it up to force us to a score. It's just kind of setting it up as it is, and whatever you shoot, you shoot. I think the players are really liking the setup.
We'll go to Dan on the right.
I was just talking to Saif, who has also played here a bunch, and he said because of how much rollout you guys are getting this week, that he thinks the course might actually be playing shorter. What are your thoughts on how it's played this week versus how when you've played it in the past?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is firm in the fairways, but I'd never played some of the tee boxes we're playing this week. Like number 1, teeing off from the putting green. I remember hitting 6-iron in when I played it before. A couple of the par 3s, like number 7, I didn't play it from 292. But yeah, I mean, if you're driving it well, I mean, I watched Wyndham Clark all day behind me. He's one of the best drivers in the world, and when he's on with driver, I mean, he's flipping wedge in almost every hole. But you start hitting in the rough, and you lose total control over the ball, and yeah, I mean, it's playing firm and fast. I like it. I mean, the fairways are playing smaller than what they say on the card. I mean, people are talking about 50, 60, 70-yard fairways, how wide they are, but with how much slope and how fast it is, they don't really play that wide.
We're going to go back to the left, Mark, and then Doug.
Harris, how much more difficult can they make it on the weekend, do you think?
They can make it as difficult as they want to. I mean, we saw some with the pin locations today on, I don't do aim point, but at least 3% slope. And They can get them as firm and fast as they want and put those pins in some tough spots. This is going to be fun. The rough's going to still be penal, and I'm excited to see. I think everybody's going to get the U.S. Open that they've been wanting to see. I mean, I don't know what Xander and Ricky are going to go out and shoot today. They could post a low number, but I think the weekend, if you stick around even or a couple under, you're going to be, for me, shooting even or a couple under, I feel like I'll be right in the mix.
John Bodenhammer said last night that they can make it stupid hard if they want to, and they're not going to do that. If you heard that, would you have A, believed him, and B, what were you expecting today based on what happened yesterday?
Yeah, of course I believe him. I didn't play Shinnecock, but I saw how dicey that place got. But some tees were moved back today, tough pin locations. I mean, I knew it was going to be a little harder today. I mean, I know going into the week they're not basing it off scores. I know they didn't sit there and see 2 8-unders yesterday, 262s breaking the U.S. Open record. They didn't then go make the pins harder or move the tees back. They kind of had it in place of I felt like Thursday was going to be easiest day, and it's just going to get progressively harder.
One more.
He said he's good.
Last thing I wanted to ask you, you had 14 clubs in the bag today?
14 clubs.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
How many did you not use, if any?
Wow, you always ask deep questions like that. I'm going to have to go through, man. You know what? I feel like I hit a lot of my clubs today. I bet I hit 12 of them, which is pretty cool. I mean, that makes a good golf course if you're hitting all your clubs, and hit a 56 into a par 3 and a 3-wood in a par 3, so you don't really get that disparity on tour.
Which 3 did you find more difficult, 11 or 7?
I think 7's harder. Well, they're both really hard. I mean, I hit the green on both. I think 7's harder. Sitting up there and knowing you got to stripe a 3-wood to get to the front is kind of intimidating.
Thanks for your time. Good luck this
Yeah,
weekend.
appreciate it.